RedNationBlogga back with another video. Y'all see the hat? Rockets video on the way. Sam Amico, I don't really know how to pronounce his name. He came out with a report today, an article today about the Rockets being open to discussing Jalen Green trades, whether that's in the present, whether that's in the future, whether that's in the past. It was very vague. Some of it definitely was in the past. Of course, like with Paul George when he was on the Clippers. And then, of course, the new news that had kind of broke, or I say new news, before a summer league was even played about the Rockets potentially targeting Kevin Durant. And, of course, when you hear news about them targeting Kevin Durant, when you hear news about them targeting Devin Booker, it's automatically going to be assumed Jalen Green is the player in question that will be the large trading chip or the trading prospect that will be being sent out for those players being sent back. But I don't like it. And I can tell you this, I'm not really believing any of these reports. I'm really not. I'm not saying that it's not true. I definitely believe that the Jalen Green for Mikal Bridges one is true. But I think Brooklyn was getting way too aggressive with their wanting for first round picks. I think that they were doing way too much with that. And I don't think Houston ever could get past that talking point due to them saying, well, if we're going to give you Mikal Bridges, we want 5 first-round picks in return. And I don't think Houston was ever going to be doing anything that insane, especially for a player like Mikal Bridges. And I want to say Jalen Green was struggling earlier this season. But some of the names that we're seeing on here, Jalen Green being traded for Jimmy Butler and Paul George. I looked up Jimmy Butler's games played, stuff like that. So Jimmy Butler was 34 years old this past season. He turns 35 this season. Jimmy Butler hasn't played 70 games since 2017. The last time that he played 65 games was 2019 when he was in Minnesota and then got traded to Philly. That was the last time that he played 65 games. This guy is consistently hurt over and over and over again, and he is 34 years old. It just doesn't make sense. He's almost 15 years older than Jalen Green. If it's not LeBron James, if it's not Kevin Durant, and I say that very loosely, because even those guys, I'm not ready to break the bank over, break the picks, the pick capital, and break up the core for those guys. But if it's not for those types of talents, I'm not trading Jalen Green. I'm not trading Jalen Green for Paul George, who just came off of a season that he played 70 games. Prior to that season, which was last season, the last time that he played 70 or more games was 2018-2019, which was his last year in OKC, before he was even 30 years old. He is now 33, going on 34. I just don't understand. I said this in multiple videos back when when Jalen Green was on his tear, and I was ripping Rockets fans to shreds, saying, why would we trade for Mikal Bridges? And Mikal Bridges is 27. He's only 27. So if I felt that way about Mikal Bridges, albeit I understand he's not as good as a Paul George, he's not as good as a Jimmy Butler, he's not as good as a LeBron James, obviously. But if I'm saying those things about Mikal Bridges and I'm factoring in age, why would I do that for Paul George and Jimmy Butler? That's why for me it's just very hard to really buy this. I understand Jalen had a really rough go of it last season, and once post-All-Star break hit, March going into April, he played the best basketball, and it actually was winning basketball of his career. I understand that. But at the same time, the trade has to make sense. The trade has to make sense. I don't want to give up 1, 2, 3 players for Donovan Mitchell. And I know he's not available. I'm just throwing names out. For Donovan Mitchell, for Devin Booker, for Kevin Durant. The idea is I want to bring those guys into the fold of what I already have. I want to bring those guys in so that I don't have to worry about blowing up my core and everything that I have built, giving away valuable assets to get this one all-NBA talent, superstar talent that doesn't even guarantee that I get over the hump and win a championship, much less go to the finals. Every single team that we have seen win a championship has done it in the right way, meaning that they have traded smartly, they signed smart contracts, they didn't do anything that was knee-jerk. When the Lakers won their championship, they did a knee-jerk reaction and traded for Russell Westbrook. Haven't been back since. The Bucks won in 2021. Middleton got hurt. Giannis got hurt in 23. They traded for Dame. They'll never get back to that point. Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets lost Bruce Brown. They lost Jeff Green. They just lost KCP. They'll never be back to that point. The Celtics, on the other hand, win the championship. They re-signed Derek White. They re-signed Drew Holiday. They re-signed Sam Hauser. They give Jason Tatum an extension. They give Jaylen Brown an extension. Traded for Porzingis and then gave him an extension. That's how you build a dynasty in this new day and age with the new CBA. Trading young guys for old guys that are past their prime just doesn't make sense to me. Jalen Green is a young and upcoming superstar. He sees that Evan Mobley got his bag. He sees that Franz Wagner, Cade Cunningham, Scotty Barnes. He sees that all of these guys have gotten their bag. Jalen will get his bag, and it'll be with the Houston Rockets when he's playing well this season. But to trade him and to make a knee-jerk reaction for players that's not going to get you over the hump. I'm not even going to say may or may not. They are not going to get you over the hump because it's not just going to cost you Jalen Green. It's going to cost you Jalen, potentially Jabari, potentially Tari, potentially Cam, potentially Reed Shepherd. We are not doing that. That is not the way to go. I would be so cautious that if he had a season like he had last year, I would even say, hey, go test restricted free agency before I traded him and blew up the core of my team for an old superstar. I don't think that that's something that the Rockets should ever even consider. It's just blasphemy to me. For Jimmy Butler, for Paul George, Jimmy Butler, I give him more respect than Paul George. He's gotten his team to the finals twice. He's performed well. He's done what he has to do. He's a late first-round pick. Paul George has all the tools, and I don't believe in him. He just went to Philly. I got them losing in the first and second round. That's how I feel about Paul George. So why would I want Paul George, who I don't believe can win, playing next to the reigning MVP of the league, or maybe not the reigning MVP of the league, but the MVP of the league, a scoring champion? I don't believe he'll win with him. So why would I want him with these young guys? Why would I want him coming here, playing well, and then after he fails in the playoffs, going to his offseason saying how Ime wasn't utilizing him? I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. So the Rockets should stick with Jalen Green. That's what I think that they should do. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, guys. Please. I'm almost at 500 subscribers. Get me there. Get me there. But thanks for watching. RedNationBlogga out.